today is the next day. So yesterday you have seen the clip that we went to the wholesale market for the fruits and the vegetables. I wouldn't say the price is really that fantastic that you have to go there, but if you're looking for like comparisons and like a lot of varieties, then that would be a nice place to go to, because especially if you do like, you know, like for Koreans they have the chaesa, and then they have the myeongjeol, and then they also have the kimchi making and all those things. Then that would be a very good place because you buy in bulk. So it would be really nice to go there if you're doing all this. But as a foreigner, then it will be quite a nice place to just like tourist area, but it's not really a very good place for buying stuff because you can't really lock all those things back home. But would I really recommend a tourist to go there? Maybe not, because since there is more for the locals, so they're all very busy and it's kind of squeezy. You may or may not enjoy the whole experience if you don't like to be squeezed and all these things. But definitely worth a try if you live here or you stay here for a longer period of time, that you can finish most of the fruits or vegetables you purchase over here. So after that, we had, I think over there you also saw the little hot dog, but it's the crispy version. That is my favorite. Actually, when I first came to Korea and I stayed in Yeongdong, there's this store that sells this, and it's really nice to have it again. Yeah, but because the store is already too far for me to travel down to have it, and I don't see many stores selling those. Probably they still prefer the bread dough kind. Yeah, that use I'm not too sure, do they use the same ingredient and everything, but I prefer this that is not dripping that much and it's crispy yet chewy at the same time. So next time any one of you come over, and if you love to have this, I will try to look out for it, and then I will bring you or buy here if I can. Yep, so that's pretty overall the place. And right opposite for that place they actually have two buildings. So one building just purely for the fruits, and then one building is just for the vegetables, and there's another small building connecting in between that is just only for radish and the big cabbage they use for the kimchi for the fermenting kimchi, because especially this period of time, this is actually usually they have a mass kimchi fermentation between November to December. That's usually the period of time, because in the olden days that is the last, so-called the last harvest before they really enter the winter. So they will ferment it and then they will put in this clay pot kind of thing, and then kind of like put it on the ground, half under the ground or something like that, to kind of like refrigerate it, so it is like preserved, and so that they can consume vegetables throughout the winter. Because sorry, what's this step this morning because the storage ran out of space, so I have to edit some of the footage first before I can continue this. So I think I stop at where they do the winter kind of thing. So usually they do the kimchi during November to December, because that's the last harvest usually comes in late October or mid-November, and then they would do the fermentations, and then throughout the whole winter they would have the preserve vegetables till probably April, because that's when they can start. The ground will be warm enough, the rain will start again, and that's when they can do the planting of the seeds and things like that. So so for this place, I think it would be very busy during this period of time, and probably during all the Chesa and Myeonjeol, which is so-called the festival period, like such as Solar and Chuseok. Solar is equivalent to the Chinese Lunar New Year. Chuseok is also equivalent to the Chinese Mid-Autumn Festival. So for both, they have this kind of thing called Myeonjeol, which means that they actually give their thanks to their ancestors during this period of time. So they will usually prepare a whole table of fruits and vegetables, and even different kind of food. And different provinces do it quite differently. So for us in Jeju, there's a lot of seafood on the table because it's an island. Isn't it obvious enough? So I know some provinces, they serve a lot of pork and some, you know, different kind of things. So so Yena, in the future, I'm not too sure, do you have to do these? Because for what I know, mommy may not do exactly the same, because I may not be able to follow the footstep, you know, naturally, because you should know mommy is a foreigner, and mommy only just only started to realize, you know, exposed to these after I got married here. So I'm not too sure how much I can follow. I will try to do my best, because thankfully we have a very good, you have a very good aunt and I have a very good sister-in-law. So hopefully with her guidance, and if the both of us work out well, I think the future Myeonjeol or Chesa will not be a very bad thing, because yeah, so if we cooperate well, I'm not too sure how totally it will go, because over here Christine usually don't do much on Chesa. At least they don't do on the table stuff. They don't mind on the background work. So I'm not too sure if it's a frontline thing, how much I can do. But I still will try my best. So hopefully by the time it reaches you, it will be even less complicated, because I felt it's the meaning that for me, but maybe not the Koreans, it's just for me, that I felt it's a meaning, it's a thanks, but it's not, it shouldn't be a burden, it shouldn't be a pressure to show it to other people, like how you get all the things done. I think most importantly is when you do this, your heart is full of thanks. So and my mother-in-law, your grandmother, is really doing it like that. So every time she do a Chesa or a Myeonjeol, every food she does, she is filled with thanks. That's why she did it so well, because she has thought a lot on how to do it and all these things. So she makes sure that things turns out as she is expecting it to be. So I don't expect much from you, because you came from me, and if I can't do much, I'm not too sure how much you can learn from me on this part. Yeah, so anyway, don't worry about that, Yena. So I think your dad and I will figure it out with you in the future. So I think that's all for the vlog, and I just want to end the vlog with our dinner, which is I think a Japanese Korean fusion kind of thing. So they have beef mixed with vegetables and boiled in soya sauce kind of soup base. It's delicious, but it's not your dad kind of taste, it's mom's. Precisely. So yeah, mom had it well, and Same thing after that is a clip of you.